Today we will try and see how we can administer a drug subcutaneously. One of the drugs which is given most commonly by the subcutaneous route is insulin. And it is important that we understand certain things before we actually administer insulin to the patient. Now, the first thing that we need to know regarding insulin is that it is available in different strengths. Now, insulin may be available as U40 insulin. That means 1 ml of that particular formulation of insulin will contain 40 units of insulin. There are other preparations of insulin like U100 insulin, where 1 ml of that preparation will contain 100 units of insulin. So we need to be aware of different formulations of insulin that exist, because the kind of syringe that you will choose depends on the type of insulin that you are going to administer. For example, if you want to administer U40 insulin, then you should be selecting a U40 syringe. Now, this is an example of an insulin syringe which has been specially designed to administer U40 insulin. I don't know if you can see, but if you take a look at this syringe, you will see that it is a 1 ml syringe. The capacity is 1 milliliter. But if you take a look at the calibrations, they are not in ml. The calibrations are in units. And if you take a look at the units, it is marked from 0 to 40 in a syringe which can hold up to 1 ml of fluid. Clearly, this is a syringe designed for U40 insulin that contains 40 units of insulin in 1 ml of fluid. So once we know about that, we take the vial of insulin. Obviously, this is not a vial for insulin, but let's now, for the sake of the discussion, pretend that this is one vial of insulin containing U40 strength of insulin, and this is an insulin syringe. We have some cotton, an antiseptic solution, and this is our part task training, where we shall demonstrate the administration of insulin. Now, obviously, insulin is administered subcutaneously for most purposes. Now, insulin can be administered at various sites. Most of the time, insulin is self-administered, so it doesn't make sense for the patient to administer insulin at sites which are not accessible. The medial aspect of the thighs, the abdomen, these are sites where the patient can easily administer the subcutaneous injection of insulin. So, the patient should be advised to draw insulin from the vial. So, let us say the patient has to introduce 20 units of U40 insulin. In that case, the patient has to first aspirate 40 units of fluid. So let's change it. Let's say that the patient needs to introduce 10 units of insulin. In that case, the patient has to withdraw 20, aspirate 20 ml of air, invert the vial and hold it at eye level in this way. Introduce needle, inject the air into the vial, and then withdraw carefully the required amount of insulin, which in this case is 10 units. I have withdrawn 10 units of insulin. I carefully remove the air bubbles. The area should be disinfected with suitable antiseptic agent. So the area should be disinfected in a manner where a circular motion should be performed from center to periphery. This should be done